I'm going to talk to you today about the verb aller. In French, aller means to go. So I love the verb aller because it's one of those verbs that I like to call a power verb. Why a power verb? Because really it gives you the power to start speaking French right away. In fact, only if you know a few little elementary things. So this is one of the first in a series of power verbs that I'm going to talk to you about. So let's begin with the verb aller, what it means, and the conjugation. So like I said, it means to go. The conjugation. On the singular side, remember whenever you think of conjugations, you've got a singular side and you've got a plural side, and that helps us keep things in order. So on the singular side, we have je vais, which means I go, I do go, I am going. Tu vas, you go, you are going, you do go. Il va, he goes, he is going, he does go. Elle va, she goes, she is going, she does go. On va, one is going, one does go, or one is going. So those are the singular side. On the plural side, we have the nous, vous, il, and elle. So nous allons, we go, we are going, we do go. Vous allez, you go, you are going, you do go. Ils vont, they go, they are going, they do go. Elles vont, they go, they are going, they do go. So remember, and I said this for every one of the conjugations, je vais, for example, means three things. It means I go, I am going, and I do go. So it's not like in English where you need to throw in an extra verb. Never be tempted to say something like je suis allé. That's something that my students do a lot, and I always have to remind them, you don't have to do that in French. This is one of the things in French that's actually easier than in English, so take advantage of it. All right, if you want to make any of these verb conjugations negative, all you have to do is put ne pas around the verb. Remember, the negation always goes right around the verb. So to say, I am not going, je ne vais pas. You are not going, tu ne vas pas. He is not going, il ne va pas. We are not going, nous n'allons pas. You are not going, vous n'allez pas. They are not going, ils ne vont pas. All right, so let's get started using these verbs to start making some little sentences. So before we get busy with the power verb aspect of the verb aller, let's just talk about it using it in some simple sentences. You can say already, I'm going to school. Je vais à l'école. I am not going to school. Je ne vais pas à l'école. You are going to France. Tu vas en France. You are not going to France. Tu ne vas pas en France. She is going to the United States. Elle va aux États-Unis. She is not going to the United States. Elle ne va pas aux États-Unis. We are going to a friend's house. Nous allons chez une copine. We are not going to a friend's house. Nous n'allons pas chez une copine. You are going in the classroom. Vous allez dans la salle de classe. You are not going in the classroom. Vous n'allez pas dans la salle de classe. And for our last example, they are going to the movies. Ils vont au cinéma. Or they are not going to the movies. Ils ne vont pas au cinéma. Now, if we want to get to the power verb aspect of the verb aller, all that means is to make sentences. You can make so many different sentences that can convey lots of different things that you would want to say just by adding another infinitive after your subject and verb. Think about it. It's the same in English. If I want to say, I am going to eat, well, we use the verb to go, I am going, and then we use another infinitive to eat. Je vais manger. Same exact thing in French. All you have to do is add an infinitive on it. Guess what? You can double your knowledge already. Make that sentence negative, and it's two sentences you know. Je ne vais pas manger. I am not going to eat. You probably know a whole list of infinitives. I'm just going to give you some examples with some of the most common ones that my students learn first thing in French 1. But keep in mind, any kind of verb that you've learned, whether it's regular, irregular, doesn't matter. You don't have to conjugate it. All you have to do is put it in its infinitive form right after the subject pronoun and the verb. Je vais, for example. So I gave you the example, je vais manger. I am going to eat. Je ne vais pas manger. I am not going to eat. Tu vas chanter. You are going to sing. Tu ne vas pas chanter. You are not going to sing. He is going to finish his homework. Il va finir ses devoirs. He is not going to finish his homework. Il ne va pas finir ses devoirs. We are going to study French. Nous allons étudier le français. We are not going to study French. Nous n'allons pas étudier le français. You are going to travel. Vous allez voyager. You are not going to travel. Vous n'allez pas voyager. And they are going to work. Ils vont travailler. They are not going to work. Ils ne vont pas travailler. So I used voyager and travailler as examples on purpose because you need to remember travailler means to work. It does not mean to travel. So that's something called a false cognate. It's something that we think would be one thing in English, but whenever you look it up in the dictionary, actually in French it means something completely different. All right, so there you go. I hope that this has helped you. You can start using the verb aller followed by infinitives and then tack on as many other words on there as you want to, and you'll be well on your way to speaking French in no time. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.